It's kind of whatever outside, so do my nails with me. Sometimes weekends can be so hectic, so I love it when I make it a priority to do my nails and do something for myself. When I tell you this is the perfect activity when you don't want to spend money, but you want to do something like an activity. And honestly, just have fun with it. I've literally been seeing this butter yellow all over my Pinterest board, and I was like, I need to do these nails. DIY nails are so slept on. I make it a whole thing. Light a candle, put my Netflix show on, feeling so productive, feeling so peaceful, literally the opposite of a salon experience. Tell me you don't want to try it.
Am I the asshole for calling my sister stupid and her husband shitty parents from the start because of what they want to name their kid? Okay, so just a little context, because this topic is incredibly touchy for me. I am a man who was given a woman's name at birth. A good example is naming your son Alice. It's not what my name was, but it's close. My parents are hippie and gave their oldest son a girl's name to stick it to the man, and I will never forgive them for it. The name caused me to be bullied and damaged my professional life in ways I cannot describe. Power of a name. We have said that a lot.
Power of a name.
My sister is pregnant with her first child, a girl. She and her husband are ecstatic. It just sucks that she inherited my parents' stupid propensity to see their children as fat. My husband's friend shoved his shit down our sink. Trigger warning, poop. Poop on hands, contamination. This happened at the end of 2019. My husband, Matt, 35, has been friends with rat attitude, but they are happy. Chris and his girlfriend come over to visit us since we just had another baby 2 months prior. Whenever I have guests over, I always put out a spread of food. Pizza, charcuterie board, veggies, etc. We always tell everyone to come hungry because there is always lots to eat. Well, Chris and his girlfriend decided to go out to dinner before coming over. Important fact for later. We invite them to come sit with us at our table. After some socializing and them eating their, quote, second dinner, what they called it, Chris excuses himself to use the washroom. We live in a small home with only one bathroom, with a very tiny window. He was gone about 15 minutes. We didn't think much of it because we know he has some stomach issues. Our house starts to get a little smelly.
Hi guys, let me tell you my story while we get this nails done with me. I and Ola have been dating since I was in primary school. I aborted 2 pregnancies for him in GS1, 2 pregnancies in SS2, 1 in 100 level, 2 pregnancies before my final year. Making 7 pregnancies I aborted for Ola. Now, Ola is planning to get married to someone else next week Saturday. I found out from a friend who is very close to him. I'm very, very pained. What have I done to Ola? Please let me know in the comment section. I really love him and I want to spend the rest of my life with him. Is this even love? I don't know, but let me know in the comment section. Thank you for listening to my story. Damn, this news is giving. I love it. Actually, that's not my story, but thanks for listening. I love you all. Thank you.
Listen, I don't know why some girls think that they can get a boyfriend with their room being so messy, them just eating potato chips all day, never cleaning their room, having unorganized schoolwork and everything. They sit on their butts and watch TV all day. They're sometimes rude too, like, girl, I don't know what you're expecting. They always attract the worst men too. Like, I think you have too much high hopes, and for what? Your glucose is very high. You know what is? That weight on the scale, and that needs to go down because, girl, you do being a little bit overweight right now. You need to stop eating the potato chips and get on the treadmill. Wait, did I really just describe myself? Oh my god. This can't be real. Anyway, bye.
Hey y'all, so I'm back with another Watch Me Work video, and today my lovely client that I haven't seen in a while is in to get a fresh set done. It's been a while since she have her nails done. She has now completed her secondary school year and is in to have her nails done. So let's get into it. I went in with that Mia's Secret purple. It's neon flash purple. I think this purple do glow in the dark. I'm not sure. I'll wait to see if my client texts back and let me know if it glows in the dark. Then I went over it using my Me Secret Cover Gold, and this is one of my favorite dark shade tone nude. So my girl came in today with all purple in her hair, on her feet, and I felt away. And she came with her design for me to recreate, but she also wanted purple. For those of you that knows me know I really love purple, and it's my favorite color also. So I was so excited to create this set because it was my favorite color. I'm guessing it was her, I didn't ask, but I'm guessing it's her favorite color too. So I did flames because the design that she brought to me is red and nude ombre with black flames. So I just basically watched the design that she brought and did the same thing. Mind you, I did flames numerous times, but every time I do it, I do watch back a video. And this is the finished look. I really love this, how it came out. I guess I really loved it because it's my favorite color, but it's still pretty. It's very pretty. Thank you for watching. Share some purple hearts if you love this set.
Storytime about my weird cellmate. So a little background information. I was 17 years old and a junior in high school. Yes, I was 17 and I was being charged as an adult. So I was in with a bunch of women. Well, one night after dinner, my cellmates and I are watching true crime shows. Because that's what you do when you're in jail. Watch true crime and CSI and all that shit. Anyway, so we're watching our shows and we see a new girl come in. She's got her blanket packed and we're all being warm and welcoming. And immediately, all of us could sense that something was off with this chick. Immediately, she starts going off about how she has a problem with the TV show we're watching. She did not like the fact that we were watching crime shows. She was like, oh my gosh, you guys really need to turn this off like right now. Low-key thought I was gonna see her on there or some shit. But yeah, she was just being super paranoid and we're sitting there like, girl, we have 10 channels. 7 of them are going to be true crime and 2 of them are the news. Oh, and the other channel was black and white movies and nobody wanted to watch that shit. So then I asked her if she unalived someone, like for part 2. Part 2 about my weird cellmate. So like I said, I asked her if she unalived someone before, because only somebody who unalived somebody would be triggered over us watching true crime, but she completely ignores me. So the first night, something happened with this girl. It was low-key, very, very weird. Me and my other cellmates were like, this girl's weird as hell. Why is she here? And then the next day was the icing on the cake. So it was cleaning day, and we're all cleaning our stuff. And this girl just starts cleaning the weirdest things, like the inside of trash cans and shit that didn't need to be cleaned. And then it started getting creepy. Not weird, creepy. She put a paper towel over the drains because the voices were too loud. And then she would walk around the pod talking about death and carnage. And if you don't know what carnage means, it pretty much just means unaliving a lot of people. So this was super bad vibes, obviously. Now when you're in jail, of course people are going to ask what you're doing time for. And if you don't say, you're going to come off as sketchy. So we're asking this girl, hey, what are you in for? And she would not give us a straight answer. Well, while she was at a visit, we went through her things, like for part 3. Part 3 about my weird cellmate. So like I said, we asked her what she was in for and she didn't answer, so we found that weird as heck. So then she went for a visit and we searched through her stuff and found her paperwork. We found out that she was in because she attempted to unalive her husband, in which he got a restraining order. So at this point, we're like, this is weird as hell and she needs to go. Like, she gotta go. So now the entire pod comes together and every single one of us wrote a letter pleading the staff to get this crazy you-know-what out of our pod. We all folded them up into little paper kites and we sent them to the guards. We were ringing the doorbell like crazy and we told them what happened and no questions asked, she was gone.
Am I the asshole for not keeping up with my wife's cleaning demands?
Yes.
I had a major fight with my wife a few hours ago, and I think strongly I'm in the right. But she is so angry, I almost feel like I'm the crazy one. I'll provide some context. I married my wife 3 years ago, but we have been together for 6. One important thing to note is that she is extremely clean. I regret not moving in together until we married, because while I knew she was clean, I didn't know the full extent. Let this be a lesson to live with your partner before marriage. So right off the bat, it sounds like he regrets the marriage.
Marriage?
You know what I mean?
Altogether?
Like, she is the reason why our house looks like a model home. home. She hates dishes in the sink, while I'm content to let them sit there for a couple days. She spends her days off scrubbing bathrooms because in her mind, they should be cleaned weekly. She doesn't let me bring my shoes inside and insists I shower immediately when I get home before lying in bed. There are a million more things, but hopefully you get the idea. This all didn't start hurting our marriage until we had kids. We have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I left work when our youngest was born.
Am I the asshole for stealing money from my broke-ass boyfriend? Disclaimer is not my story time, listed on me on Instagram. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months. When we first met, he got fired from his job, so I decided to start paying for a few things. For example, every time we go to dinner, or sometimes when we go on dates. But it's gotten to the point where I'm literally paying for everything. And now he doesn't even say thank you for it. He just expects it. Every time I tell him to look for a new job, he starts making up excuses. It's like he got comfortable having me pay for everything. One day I went to his wallet and I took out a 20. And then I did it the following week. I used that money to pay for his stuff. Part 2 is up.
I love my son beyond words. I wish I could send my daughter away. I'm conflicted. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions that is largely dependent on the situation I find myself in. If I'm spending time with my son, couldn't care less about everything and everyone else. We play, we talk, we explore the outside, we stay in, watch a movie, we share meals and snacks, we negotiate, compromise, move as one. We find flow and lose track of the time. It's fucking effortless and just feels so damn good. He is my favorite person. I happily choose to spend time with him no matter what it is that we actually end up doing. He just gets it. Sometimes I do wonder if I'm insane and I've completely made him up because he does seem too good to be true. If my daughter is involved in the activity, I have one foot out the door before anything even starts. She's just difficult. She argues, won't compromise, wants things her way, is unkind, is selfish, is rude, is never happy, always has to insert herself.
A few weekends ago, I ran into a group of friends that I hadn't seen in a while. And while we were catching up, one of the girls mentioned that she was TikTok famous. And I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. What do you do on TikTok? And she was like, oh, you've probably already seen some of my videos because a few of them have went viral. And I have over 5,000 followers, but I mostly lip sync to popular audios. And I was like, wow, that's great, I'll have to follow you. And then she asked me what I did, and I told her that I painted. And she was like, oh, that's so cute. How many followers do you have? And I was like, oh, well, I kind of have a lot. And she was like, that's great. Maybe one day you'll hit 5K too.
My wife is dead. The best Christmas gift I could have gotten. At the beginning of 2022, I caught my wife having an affair with one of her exes. Our marriage wasn't perfect. I was not the perfect husband, I will admit. But I did my best. I put effort into the entire 5 years we were together. I put my all into the relationship. Her, I could not say the same. I was forced to confront the reality of who she truly was shortly after I caught her. She illegally evicted me from our shared home, lied to the police to try and get me arrested, tried to get me fired from my job, and tried to turn all of my friends against me. Some of these succeeded while others did not. She made my life a living hell since the day I asked her for the divorce and has planted her heels into the ground over our separation to try and drain all of my finances and emotional strength from me. The only upside is that we have no kids for her to use as weapons, but I soon found out that her policy of strict birth control with me did not extend to her suitor as he got her pregnant 5 months ago. I thought maybe this would help speed along the divorce, but it only railed her in efforts to destroy me. On Christmas Eve, my wife and her suitor went to a party where both of them got.
So this couple comes in together to buy an engagement ring, and they had a budget of about $20,000, which is a lot for an engagement ring. But the ring that she happened to pick out was about $35,000, which is a lot of money. And she was really adamant about picking it, and he was kind of reserved, like, it is a lot of money. But she's like, no, if you love me, you'll buy it, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, you know what? You're gonna be my wife, the mother of my kids, whatever makes you happy. So after they finally decide, I pack it up for them. I'm like, here you go. Have a great marriage. Have a great life. Goodbye. About 3 weeks later, the fiance comes in, and I'm thinking she just wants to get the ring size or something. And she's like, can you guys take out the diamond and replace it with a cubic zirconium? Cubic zirconium is a very cheap substitute for a diamond. So I was like, yeah, we can do that, but just give us 2 or 3 days. So she leaves, and I call her fiance because I was like, oh, this is really suspicious. And he had no idea that she came into the shop or that she was coming in. So he calls me 2 days later, and he finds out that she was going to break up with him. She would have kept that diamond, and she would have given him the fake one. He would have returned it, and he would have gotten no money back. Talk about mess.